Joseph W. Brady reports on our Victor Valley economy.
You know, Terry, I felt at the end of 2018 that 2019 was going to be a pretty good year, and it was a banner year. I mean, look at where the stock market started and where it ended. The market up here was steady. It wasn't great. Land sales were flat with a little bit of an increase. Pieces of land along the corridor, so let's say Bear Valley Road or Maine or I-15 or Highway 18 or those. When somebody bought that property, there was really an end user for it. So the days of going and buying a parcel of ground on Bear Valley Road and speculating, those days were over in the 80s and the 90s and up until about 2005. This year has started out so much differently than the last 10 years. So when I talk about the last 10 years, you know, the national economy tanked in October of 2008 when Lehman Brothers blew up. And and you know, we've been truly the last area in Southern California, maybe outside of the Antelope Valley, to really come back. So our housing, our median price of housing up here is bumping between $250,000 and $260,000, and the median when we crashed in 2008 was $330,000. So we're 75% back. That's not good when you take a look at a house in Monrovia, which is 40% higher now than what it was back in 2008. When we hit the top of the market in 2005, our industry was selling. Okay, that includes for sale by owners, but all residential sales. $4.5 billion in that year of sales. When we drop down, we're now at the 1.7 to 1.8 billion. So you take $2.8 billion out of the market, and that's commissions and inspections and appraisals and escrow and title and when the agents are making more money, they're doing what? They're buying nicer cars and they're buying nicer houses and they're taking people out to lunch. So that impact we've really seen. Homes below $300,000 are selling very, very, very well on up here. It's the homes over $300,000 that people have become very finicky about, price-wise. I think homes closer to the top of the pass are selling quicker than maybe those out in Northeast Apple Valley based on the price. I think one of the things that does puzzle me personally as somebody that's been up here 31 and a half years, and has been involved with real estate. I'm the only commercial broker who's ever recognized by the board as the Realtor of the Year, and I've always cherished that. 40% of the listings today, residentially in the high desert, are by out-of-area agents, and that's very concerning because that means that our local agents only have 60% of listings, and while there are people that are upset that we opened up ourselves through this MLS process statewide, we also have an obligation to our clients to, when we list their property, to list it as many places as possible. So it's a double-edged sword. The other thing I've noticed is agents up here are busier than they've been. We as a commercial brokerage company are busier than we've been in many, many years. The type of inquiries that we're getting are very good. We are clearly running out of space in Southern California to build. The amount of development that has gone on in Moreno Valley is beyond mind-boggling. And I mean, I'm in the business. So I recently went to Dr. Hughes's economic forecast. And when you look at the fact that we are chewing up 25 million square feet of big box in the Inland Empire on an annual basis, and you drive down below and you see it, it's incredible. So again, we're looking in Colton, we're looking in Riverside, and we're looking in Moreno Valley because of their low electricity rates. And that's one of the things that are driving people out of California. Our electricity rates are double Arizona. They're almost beyond double of Nevada. And when you're at 12.6 cents a kilowatt hour, whatever it is, and then you look at what you can go get in Vegas or Nevada, electricity is real important to this company. The company is called Stratus Fuel, and their first fueling station will be in Victorville, California. And right now we're negotiating on something right off the freeway. The real estate market is real healthy, and it's starting to move its way on up here. Are we going to see the type of purchasing that we saw between 1999 and 2006? No, but I think that our market is repositioned. Lewis continues to do very well down there in Maine and I-15. Texas Roadhouse, that we listed that those two pads right there. We're talking to some great companies on out there that we like to land, and you talk to brokers on up here. Some of our fellow brokers we talk to, they are incredibly busy, and there's great discussions. Are the deals easy to put together now? No. No. To develop a piece of property, you really have to think twice about wanting to develop a piece of property in California anymore. I mean, with all the reports and studies, you really have to have a strong stomach for it, or else. Dr. Husing's conference that was a part of San Antonio Hospital, he does predict we'll have slower growth this year. So unemployment in the region may rise from 4.2 to 4.3%. Our growth last year was at, I think, 2.2%. He's predicting 2.1% this year. He thinks that we're going to have just a natural, gradual slowdown. We're not going to fall off the face of the earth. I think the one thing that we all need to worry about is our national debt continues to increase, and you can blame the Republicans or the Democrats. I blame them both. They're not strapping in what they need to. The other thing is corporate debt, and we're going to write something here very soon about corporate debt. Corporate debt's a big issue, and it's something that unless you watch the amount of corporate debt that we have in our country, you wouldn't think twice about it. If corporate debt were to implode and if something were to happen economically that impacted some of our major corporations, whether it be Google or Apple or any of the major corporations out there, the airlines, it could have a ripple effect that would be as serious, if not more serious, than the 2008 downturn. But I mean, otherwise, I think we're in for a great year. I'll say the train, Virgin Train, is a real deal. They have found a location that they're going to purchase. It will not be in Victorville. It'll be in Apple Valley, but Victorville is still getting a lot of great PR. I know that the town of Apple Valley and the council members and the mayor and city manager Doug Robertson in Orlando are extremely excited, and they should be. That has, I think, given the valley a renewed interest. So that's really encouraging. So I think the train's encouraging. What we see in Barstow with BNSF is encouraging. What we've seen at SCLA is beyond encouraging. I was out there recently in a meeting with Eric Ray, who's the airport manager, and he told me, he said, Joe, I've gotten more calls in the last year than I've gotten total in the last 7 years. So that tells you that people are looking at. I mean, the SCLA is I think the economic engine for the region. We've actually seen some renewed interest in the Atlanta marijuana cultivation zone, although values are down. So they're not as high as they used to, because you have 160 municipalities in the state that are already in the game. VVC, that's a topic that we'll get into, but our one-stop building will have its grand opening for our board and for some dignitaries on February 7th, and that just shows that not only is the college doing well, but we thought ahead, with the help of people like Joe Range, to say how do we better serve our students. So I'm really excited about the economy. I didn't think that it would be. I didn't think that when we're filming this towards the end of January that I would feel this great about 2020, because it was a presidential year, and I felt that there are some forces out there that want to do whatever they can to just make our political process a sham, and be sure that people are shook up and embarrassed and they won't vote, and that I think is yet to be decided. So
Be watching for Joseph W. Brady online updates on the High Desert Quality of Life Survey, Victor Valley College, the upcoming March 2020 election, and Spring Valley Lake.